Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for Pisces. How are you guys, Pisces? I hope all's well. Let's see what's going on with you. This could be any aspect of your life. Oops, as soon as I brought that out, life. Some of you may have children. I also see this as an energy of romanticizing the past, reliving old dreams. Yeah, it could be a crush, someone who longs for love. Pisces. Yeah, I see a Cancer energy. I see the Chariot here. So this is a person who feels moved on from the past. They're moving forward. This is a person here who's wants something to be successful. So something in the past maybe wasn't, but it's often a crush, and it's somebody who's determined to succeed here. Yeah, it's a person with a lot of determination and willpower. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we got a person here. I do see someone possibly feeling apprehensive and maybe even putting on the brakes a little and, reminiscing. But I do feel this is a person here who's generally open-hearted. It just looks like it's an offer, an opportunity. Someone's determined to succeed. And I mean, this could very well be, do you want to go for a cup of coffee? Do you want to go for a drink? Somebody here longs for love. I mean, it could be a person, somebody missing someone. Look at that movement. This is a person ready to move. So there's gaining momentum, determined to succeed. So, and it's possible somebody put on the brakes because they were a little apprehensive here, a little uncertain. But it's often a social invitation. It's just the start of something. This is someone who's not yet sure if you feel the same or how they're going to feel, but they're ready to move. And I do see a busy time ahead. And it could be someone who got a little overwhelmed and put on the brakes here. Yeah, but it's a person. Because it's moving forward, this is a person ready to move. Ooh, we got a person feeling bold here, bold and confident. It's a person who's focused, a lot of willpower, sheer determination. So it could be a Scorpio. When I see water and fire, it's often Scorpio, but Aries, Leo, Sag. But it's somebody here making a move. It's about moving. They're determined to succeed. This is a person very focused on what it is they want. They're going for it here. Yeah, willpower. Yeah. Tell me about this. One more for Pisces. One more for Pisces. There we go. That one here wants to come out. Yeah. So this is someone trying to slow down. See, they're assessing the situation. So it could be someone who got a little overwhelmed or felt things were moving too fast. But this is generally somebody who's confident. Okay, and they go for it. Because I do see this person being motivated, inspired to make a move. And I do see them assessing it. It's an energy of a person kind of slowing down a little, taking their time. It's possible things are moving fast. Yeah, this is generally someone who moves pretty quickly, so it could be where they got overwhelmed and put on the brakes, and that's what it's looking like. But this is a person who's looking at every little detail. They're really paying attention to things and assessing. Yeah, waiting for perfect timing, making sure it's all the right time. Clearing. This is also a person who kind of looks ahead and prepares, maybe financially. I do see someone with a lot of willpower, determination. It's a very creative person, very hands-on. So they're assessing all the details of a situation, planning carefully, looking ahead, kind of preparing themselves. Yeah, look at that. We have the Three of Cups. So it has to do with some sort of social invitation. There's something coming up. It's being planned. They're planning something. And it's like looking to make sure the coast is clear. But yeah, I definitely can feel, and I do see opportunity, multiple opportunities. So there's a couple of opportunities here, but this has to do with some kind of good news. And I do see a social invitation, some kind of announcement. This person's planning something. And it's about being prepared, looking ahead, preparing, making sure the coast is clear. Yeah, I definitely see a very busy time, a very busy person. So it's about slowing down a little bit and planning. So it's some sort of get-together or gathering. Wow. Yeah, you got a King of Pentacles energy here. Some of you could have a person who put on the brakes too and made up excuses. But like I say, we've got this planning, preparing ahead. See, it's energy being financially prepared, but it's a person very practical and sensible, very charismatic, very charming, both these energies. This is a person here who definitely looks at the details. They're very particular, but they are stable. So it could be someone here who put on the brakes. They didn't feel stable, ready financially. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. We'll see here. Let's take a look at the Six of Cups. I think it's just a crush, this longing for love, wanting to get together. It could be friends and family, planning, preparing. I feel this is someone preparing something, planning. And often the King of Pentacles, like the Queen of Pentacles, can host something, some sort of gathering. Yeah, look at confirmation, Six of Cups. Someone who longs for love. I mean, it's probably a crush here, but it's whether or not the other person is interested. So there's a little apprehension. Yeah, tell me about the Chariot. Yeah, see, this is somebody here feeling lonely, longing for love. But it's also an energy of someone who doesn't feel financially ready. See, it's an energy of this, some sort of uncertainty here. But it's a person who's determined. See, this is someone who's succeeding, focusing on their money, preparing, because it's about sheer determination, but it's about movement, making a move, being bold, but very sensible and practical. These are energies, and it's possible some of you have too, where somebody has put on the brakes and ghosted someone, made up an excuse. You may have other opportunities coming in here, because there is an energy of 3, so for some of you. Yeah, look at that. This is all about the Ten of Pentacles, stability. Now, this is often, someone's definitely focused on money, maybe a business. I mean, it could be something that come across as a bit of an excuse, because it has to do with lack of confidence, lack of financial stability, but they are stable. So, interesting. Yeah, it looks like a business or somebody to do their work, but it has to do with stability. Someone didn't feel ready. They didn't feel financially ready for some of you. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So you can see a cycle ending. So something has gone very well here. It's a person who's determined to overcome this energy. So the good luck and timing, something about the timing. But it's also all this good luck, a new cycle, windfall of abundance. See, this is an energy of long-term stability. This is a person who plans and prepares. They look ahead. Wow. So maybe the timing was a little off here. Let's have a look at the Eight of Wands. Yeah, some sort of judgment, decision. This is often out with the old, in with the new. But it's a person making some sort of decision here. And I do feel things moving very quickly, possibly getting a little overwhelmed, putting on the brakes, a very busy time. It's a busy person, very hands-on, very creative, very determined to succeed. So interesting. Little Libra energy here. So some sort of judgment here to slow down a little bit. Yeah, this is someone who made a bad decision. They have some sort of regret, making a bad decision, looking at the cups half spilled. So it's like the person looking at things in a negative way, the cup half empty. But it's a person overcoming this, because it is still a determination to overcome this. Yeah, somebody here has some kind of regrets for a decision they made. Maybe they came in too fast, too strong, and they're regretting this. But this is definitely some sadness here. Somebody focusing on something very sad. Yeah, someone with a dark cloud hanging over them. This is someone keeping it in, but it's a person going deep within their emotions here. Yeah, some sort of judgment. Little bit of confusion, feeling a little confused. And maybe it's yourself feeling that way and feeling sad. It's definitely your person may have some Cancer in their chart. I just feel like it's overwhelm and plenty in a very busy time. A lot of confusion, illusion. Yeah, things that are unknown, but it's that dark cloud hanging over someone here. So they are determined to succeed. It's a little bit of a mystery too. There's a little aha moment. This is a person in that win or lose situation. See, it's about clarity, seeing things clearly, a little aha moment. But it has to do with win or lose. What have I got to lose kind of energy? Yeah. And look at that. This is also about a win-win. So tell me more about this Ace of Swords. Yeah, this is someone who's missed a magical opportunity. They're failing to recognize something and they're having that aha moment. They've missed an opportunity. Someone's ignored somebody, ghosted them or rejected them, or they feel that way. Thanks, but no thanks kind of energy for some. But I feel it's just feeling confused, a little drained, being busy. Someone here is definitely dealing with something sad. Too much happening too fast, feeling overwhelmed. Definitely somebody kind of, it feels like retreating, going within here. But all that confusion. Yeah, someone here is definitely a little drained here, tired, very busy. But I do see someone grounding themselves. And if you have a choice, I do see out with the old, in with the new. Yeah, temperance. Somebody, this is the quiet. This is things calming down, taking a step back, seeing things from a different light. So it has to do with someone missing an opportunity. See, I feel somebody came in too fast, too strong, overwhelmed themselves. They were busy too, possibly to do with work. Because this is often a business owner. But it has to do with long-term stability, good luck and timing. See, there's a windfall of abundance. There's a lot of positive energy. It's too much of a good thing. Somebody has felt, yeah, there's just no way. Right? It's too good. It almost looks like too good to be true, but it's almost like they're just sort of drained. And it's an often of a missed opportunity. Tell me about the temperance energy. I mean, a little Sag energy. So someone's in that energy where they're now taking a step back, seeing things from a different light. So it could be something being learned here too, but I do see some kind of good news. Someone is planning and preparing. See, just being calm, trying something different. This person's going to try something different. They're going to slow down. But they see things differently. You may be different than their usual type too, or vice versa. And it's also a person who often feels something's just off. It doesn't feel right. But it's about trying something different. I do think this person's coming up with an idea too, because I feel they're preparing something and planning. And I do feel hosting something, but it's an energy of planning ahead and preparing. This is often a person very spontaneous. And they move very quickly, but I do feel too much of a good thing, windfall of abundance. It's all wonderful stuff going on, but it's overwhelming. It feels confusing. It's an energy of someone who generally just pushes through that fear and they just go. But I don't know what happened here. Like I say, I feel like they're drained, They're not sure what to think. But that enlightenment is truth. This is usually a person, win or lose. They just go for something. Somebody who feels they missed an opportunity for sure. So I feel they're creating the opportunity. Yeah, this is someone trusting their intuition. See, they've kept it all in. They're keeping this all in, keeping it to themselves. Wow. It's an energy of privacy. Someone's how they're feeling, but definitely overwhelmed. So this is someone dealing with something personal, something private, something personal. This is often a person who doesn't share everything with people here. Tell me about temperance. Yeah, someone's pride. See, it's pride getting in the way. This is a person who felt they couldn't provide. They were busy. They had too much going on. They couldn't give someone the attention they needed. Yeah, it's a little bit of ego and pride because it's a person who I feel, this is somebody who wasn't prepared. So if you're the person who came forward and moved very quickly, which is possible, Pisces energy, yeah, interesting. They felt they couldn't provide. They weren't ready. So they've been preparing and grounding themselves. But I do feel you're getting a heads up. Yeah, this is somebody coming in here. That's a person at some point just felt like giving up. See, feeling like giving up here. But now there's, definitely seeing things a little different. They don't want to give up. This person, it's definitely an energy of someone who's not a quitter. Because when they want something, they go for it, win or lose. But it's about slowing down and being practical. It's about being prepared. Something happened very quickly. They weren't prepared. Now they're prepared. So this is, wow. Yeah, see, putting on the brakes, taking another look. They're gaining clarity. See, they're looking. So it does look like someone's put on the brakes. They felt they didn't have the money. They weren't prepared. Lack of confidence. Because generally it's a person who's very confident. Even the King of Pentacles is generally someone also very charismatic, very confident about their path because they plan and prepare ahead. But for the Knight of Pentacles under there, this is someone having to slow down. They're putting on the brakes now. They're gaining clarity, looking at things here. So there was something personal they were maybe dealing with, privacy. But I'm going to tell you, this is Pisces energy, keeping it all in. Someone's going within, they're kind of going within here. It feels like retreating, withdrawal a little bit. And maybe it's yourself, but they're definitely looking at this and seeing some kind of truth. Yeah, so someone doing some thinking here, gaining some kind of clarity. See, they're not quite ready to communicate. They're just thinking. See, personal thoughts. And I wonder if they're looking at this too, like, what was I thinking? I mean, there's good news here. There's some good news coming in. Something worth celebrating. I feel they're preparing. They're coming up with an idea. They're thinking, coming up with that idea, that aha moment. Yeah, but and it could be them just going within. It's someone who just felt like giving up, but they're not giving up. And I do feel it's like questioning self, that into me I see energy. What was I thinking? They missed a magical opportunity. But it's about coming in so fast, coming on a little strong and getting overwhelmed. Too much of a good thing. Now look at that. There's some sort of change. See, there's definitely this energy of change, growth, prosperity. They're gaining clarity. And just like I say, the Novice of Swords isn't quite like the Page. Well, it kind of is, but it's thinking and not communicating. But it's all about looking for clarity and seeing things from a different light. See, they're seeing things a little clearer now. Yeah, they've taken a break. They were pinned down by their thoughts, maybe even sleeping on it. I do see taking a little break. This is someone planning, preparing to take a break. They're busy. I feel like this is just a really, really busy person, overwhelmed. But it's like they keep it to themselves. And I mean, this very well could be yourself, Pisces. But I'm also seeing this Cancer. See, maybe you're just the one that's not saying anything and they're looking at this. But it's all about that going within. Yeah, taking a little break. Ah, there we go. We have somebody emotionally mature, available, the Queen of Cups. This is an energy of some sort of change. See, this is about change, and it's positive. There's good news. Yeah, there's the cup. So, I don't know, are you the one that offered this person the cup? But they're really thinking about this. Like I say, they're planning, preparing. They're grounding themselves. They're looking ahead. So I don't know if this is somebody who was overwhelmed. They weren't prepared for this cup. So I feel like maybe you offered this cup. Or they're just not prepared for somebody here. And maybe it looks like it's all about their pride getting in the way, giving someone attention. See, I don't know if this is chasing and someone putting on the brakes, but they're taking another look. They're really definitely in their head. I mean, pinned down by their thoughts. But it's clearing things up and clearing things out. So this is a person preparing. They could be just clearing out their past here, clearing up confusion. But it's like they weren't prepared for this. But it's now the tables are turned. The tables are turned. Yeah, there's some kind of good news. I feel an offer, an invitation. This is, it's a love letter. It's communication. The cup runneth over. And I feel maybe yourself here offering this cup, but the tables are turned. So they're going to offer you this cup. Look at that, investing. See, it's an energy of someone being patient, hoping this pays off. But it's about interest. See, this is somebody looking at why. Why are they interested in me suddenly? Feeling overwhelmed? So it's all about, and I also see someone here who, often this is someone who doesn't put all their eggs in one basket, but it's about the seeds well planted, hoping it pays off. The tables are turned. They're preparing. This is somebody here, I mean, it's about interest, and this is often that why. Why is this person suddenly interested in me? And it looks like they were feeling pretty bold and confident and suddenly put on the brakes. And I don't think this person was prepared financially, or they just felt they couldn't provide the attention that you needed. Maybe you wanted it, they felt that you needed a lot of attention here, but this is about being emotionally mature and available. Somebody who's healing, self-nurturing, somebody who truly cares. Look at 9 of Cups. See, it's about filling the cup. Now the tables are turned. You're going to get your cup filled. It looks like this is someone who put on the brakes, but I feel like you're going to get your cup filled. 9 of Cups in that cup. So it looks like you didn't get something that you wanted here and feeling kind of sad. But I don't think, it's like nobody got what they wanted. See, it's like you both wanted this, because I do feel this person's now planning and preparing. They're ready. They weren't ready for something. It came out of the blue. They felt, and it could be yourself too, feeling a little overwhelmed here. But yeah, the tables are turning. There's change coming. See, now they're feeling bold. And it is possible some of you have a choice here. There could be choices. You could be out with the old, in with the new. If you're very confused with someone who puts on the brakes, or you're feeling overwhelmed. But this is someone initiating, and it's connecting with that King of Wands. They're going to initiate a conversation. It's definitely a person who wants to talk. But let this person initiate, because then you know that they're confident when they come in, that they're prepared, they're ready. So something happened quickly and it was overwhelming. But this is a person now feeling bold again to initiate, to have a conversation. This is someone who's often cheerful and friendly and funny, and look at that. See, this is someone who didn't see something coming. But now I don't think you're going to see it coming. It's a person it's an energy of indecision, but taking off the rose-colored glasses to see. This is what they see. Somebody kind, compassionate, nurturing, caring. But it's about someone reaching out. And it's like they're not sure if it's someone just looking for attention or what it is that they want, because they are overwhelmed. But like the tables are turned now, you're not going to see this coming. They're going to just tell you something straight up. This is someone who's just bold. They're just going to say it straight up. Yeah, they're ready to take a leap of faith. But you see this reflecting on this? It's about leaving something behind and going down this path. So this person might, someone might be feeling a little bit like a fool here. And that's often the energy of a person wanting to connect with somebody and not wanting to look like a fool. But it does have this person. This person's generally a risk taker, like, win or lose. What have I got to lose, right? And that's what I feel. They're going to go for it here, and they're going to take that leap of faith. I think you're going to do this too. Because, look at justice and harmony coming in right. See, someone didn't come in right, or they just weren't prepared. But this is about harmony and balance. Making things right, doing things the right way. So it has to do with being fair. And I'm seeing harmony being restored, because there's good news. I see planning, preparing, some kind of get-together, invitation. Maybe you invited this person to something and they were busy and overwhelmed. But whatever's happened, the tables are turned, and I see justice is in your favor here. Yeah, it's coming in right. It's all about moving right, doing things the right way. Yeah, see, they're going to reach out hoping. See, this is where I feel they're not sure you're going to reciprocate or you feel the same. And it's a person who doesn't want to look like a fool. Their pride getting in the way. They don't want to look like a fool. So in other words, they don't want to make assumptions. But they're going to reach out. There's a little test here, and they're going to reach out. And maybe it was yourself, because like I say, the tables are turning here. But there's this beautiful change. And I do see some of you having a person possibly coming back around. You may feel like this person may never change. And that's where some of you, I feel, feeling kind of confused and kind of going within. Yeah, I've been there, done that with someone, some of you. This is why I feel some of you, there's a choice. But others of you, it's just an energy of someone. But the person that's going to initiate, it's a little test. They're going to reach out to see if you reciprocate. Yeah, see, it's about starting it. And now you can see things are clear. There's clarity. Someone's seeing truth. They're seeing the clarity. So there's happiness and joy. I feel could be someone talking to people too. But with that Novice of Swords, this is an energy of someone maybe listening. Listening to people. Maybe hearing something. But whatever it is, it's making them happy. And I see you being happy. I see this new opportunity. So some of you, it's out with the old and in with the new. And I do see a possible Leo energy or Sagittarius here. Yeah, or just a person who's bold. Okay, somebody's happy. So there's something really interesting too, because I do feel this is often a person who's sad on the inside, happy on the outside. Because there is an energy of someone who longs for love. They're lonely. See, they lack love. They have, I feel, they're stable. They have what they need, but they don't have love. But if you're the one to start something, let this other person, and they've put on the brakes, let them be the one to initiate and take the lead. But this person's thinking, and they are gaining clarity. And I do see the start of something new here. Wow. So there is things to overcome. And I definitely see some of you been there, done that. Feeling confused. Somebody comes in and then they put on the brakes. So it's telling you to trust your intuition with someone. If it feels off, it's off. And if it isn't yourself, it's the other person. So, because I do see someone putting on the brakes up here. And I don't know if you've had something on and off with someone where you may decide to push the button, get off that emotional roller coaster. Something new. But there's very good news. Offers, invitations. Yeah, look at the Hierophant. So it's an energy of lessons being learned, something being learned. But it's morals and values. There's a need for structural life changes. Morals and values are someone's habits. So if you have a person who has a habit of coming in, putting on the brakes, you may... it has to do with faith and loyalty as well. So there's something being learned that's making this person happy. And I do feel like you've got happiness in front of you. There's clarity. There's calm. But definitely if you have someone that you feel that isn't faithful or loyal, and it's on and off, and you might, like I say, push the stop button, get off that emotional roller coaster. Yeah. If you got a person who keeps making excuses, yeah, see, over and over again, doing the same thing over and over again with the same results. It's time to push the stop button, get off the ride. That's why I feel some of you've got new. But others of you, it's just the motion this person's going in, because we have a person who can't stop thinking about someone here. And they are listening to something people are saying. But it's about two people being on the same page. It's about getting each other. But it's about some sort of an agreement here. Something being prepared. Someone's hosting something. I do see a Taurus energy. Aries, Leo, Sag energy is here as well. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Yeah, but there is happiness. Yeah, it's an energy of someone putting in effort. See, some of you put a lot of effort into something, into this. But I also see working, building. See, it's all about building. Somebody wants to build with you, and I feel like you want to build with them. This is a really interesting energy, and I do, like I say, I feel like whatever it is, there's clarity. It's all coming in the wash. The sun is shining. There's happiness. There's some sort of celebration. There's a union here because that cup is there. You're going to get this cup. But let this person put in the effort, okay? Because I do feel it's someone who does work a lot, but let them put in the effort. Don't be the one to do all the work. And that's where I feel somebody here, you did all the work, you sacrificed, and they didn't put in effort. And if it is someone who keeps coming back around where, maybe work is a priority, they don't make you a priority, this other person will, because they're preparing ahead. Yeah, I do see the sun shining. Beautiful. Yeah, someone here single, taking care of themselves. Very independent energy. But it's an energy of looking ahead. See, some of you feel lonely. And some of you guys feel like you don't want to be single, or that, and it could be where you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, because this is often someone who's kind of afraid about being, single and never going to connect with someone. And I do feel someone's curious if you are here too. So it's all good. Like there's the sun's shining, happiness and joy. If something is clearing up, it's all going to be exposed. Because the person here that wasn't prepared is now feeling prepared. So the interesting thing about this is also there's often the light at the end of the tunnel. So during this time, I feel it's both people being more prepared. See, often when you become single and you're very independent, that's often when, and often when you can be the most attractive too. But yeah, there's opportunity, and I feel like there's just, I feel like you're not going to see it coming, put it that way. So I do think you're getting a heads up. But I feel like this is somebody finding out, getting clarity that you're single. So take care, and we'll see you soon.